Oaseo.
Oaseo.
Cherokee reading for all these Cherokees here. Chitsanagi is the way to say I'm Cherokee. But we're starting off with Dharma. Here in Native America, Dharma is beauty. Sa'anagai biki hozo. Walking the path of old age into beauty. Hozo. In temple nomenclature, Hoza is the Dharma circle. That's who we are, right here. The androgyny Bodhisattva, Avalokitesvara, was born out of the right eye of Amitabha, the effulgent principle, and that's why she is mostly, usually, portrayed white, as a kind of synonym for light, and utterly beneficent. When the androgyny of Avalokitesvara went to China, however, she became she. And now she is Guan Yin. In the Japanese, very similar, Guan and Sama, the same. And she's utterly beneficent, and that she has so many, she's utterly mystical and gives all of these spiritual powers, as we may coarsely call it in English, for people's benefit and for healing and so forth. And up here, this that I have up here is to simulate, her hand. That's a jorete, and that is the ordained hand, ordained by Guan Yin. That is to say that every one of us here, in the palm of our hand, we have that. We have that, and according to our spiritual evolution, is the power of our healing comes from our hand, and that's what she signifies. There are figures, paintings, and statues and like that where she has multi-arms, on the end of the arms are her hands, and at the end of on the palms, are usually eyes. Appropriately more than this palm has a glowing flower in it there. And about 100 years ago or so, well, first I should say here at the Museum of Art, just a few years ago, they had a magnificent exhibit of statues and other things from the Tonghong Malao cave in China. And so I have been known for a long time. And about 100 years ago, an English archaeologist discovered something that wasn't ever known before. It was sealed up in a cell. And this cell was called the remains of the melody of the sound of the singing stone chamber. And this kind of resonates with a kind of story. In old China, a long time ago, a Chinese king who had the idea that music should only come from him. And all you musicians with your instruments, you better hide them because he's sending his soldiers out there to destroy your instruments. And so they did a round job of that. But they came across these stone chimes, and of course, what can you do to destroy those? So they threw them in a lake. And then long time later, the lake dried up. And the people found those stone chimes and put them together so they could sing again. And they had them there in that museum exhibit. So likewise here, the melodious remains that we're talking about in the stone chamber. What was found in there was is a sutra. This is now a copy. I was at the temple in Chinatown in the late 50s when they were translating this, and I had gotten the initial translation of it. Now it's a bound copy. It's called the Platform Sutra, or the Sutra of Huineng, the Perfect Way. And pretty much would be, sort of Bible-ish, for Chan or Zen or anybody else in that. The other thing, more than one, but that's what I'm really showing here. This is a makimono, a scroll of Avalokitesvara. And this has been replicated. I don't exactly know how they replicate, but that's what we're looking at here. This is a replicate of this scroll, this painted scroll of Avalokitesvara that was found there. And most interesting, a lot of other interest in it, is to see this figure, since we are talking about how did Avalokitesvara become Guan Yin, become her. This seems to be right at the cusp of it. This is about the 8th century. That's where this is taking place. And she's holding a willow. In Chinese, the willow is the feminine. And so we're beginning to see right here, she's just about to, I don't know, step over the line as it is, and the androgyny becomes her. And she's also has here a jar. Later she usually has a little vase, but what it stands for is Amrita. It means it's like they call it sweet dew. It means immortal dew. And here in her headdress, characteristically, is a figure of Amita. Amitabha is the effulgent principle from which she has emitted. And that's how this is all coming about. When I was in Japan, somehow somebody took me out in the country somewhere, and there was a huge, what do you call it, a statue, Busatsu, of Kuan Yin. And it was white, and you go inside, and there's an altar, and they have all of these, they call hitai, little tablets with the name of the deceased. So somebody comes in there and puts that tablet on the altar so they can remember somebody. Well, I got to go up into the head, up into her head, and up in her crown, there is Amita. And I'm looking out the eyes of Amita. And so pretty much that's what her name of Avalokitesvara is, really. She sees all around. She sees everywhere. Now the other thing in this, you see this wonderful Chinese inscription. This is the Prajnaparamita Sutra, meaning the Heart Sutra. And I'm going to give you the English reading for this. Maha Prajnaparamita Hritaya Avalokitesvara, while practicing deep meditation, clearly saw all 5 skandhas were empty, and thereby he overcame all ills and suffering. O Sariputra, form does not differ from emptiness, and emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness is form. The same is true of sensations, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. O Sariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, or not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore, in emptiness, no form, no sensations, perceptions, impulse, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth until the realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of ignorance, and so forth until no old age and death, and also no extinction of them, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, no attainment with nothing to attain. The bodhisattvas rely on prajnaparamita, and in the mind there is no hindrance. Without any hindrance there is no fear. Apart from every perverted view, one dwells on nirvana. In the 3 worlds, all Buddhas rely on prajnaparamita and attain anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know the prajnaparamita is the sacred mantra, the great bright mantra, the utmost mantra, the supreme mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering. It is true and not false. So proclaims the prajnaparamita mantra. Utter it this way: Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati, Gati Gati Parasamgati, Gati Gati Parasamgati, Bodhisvaha. Gone, gone, gone beyond that other shore to enlightenment.